So EMD Serono has had a long commitment to MS care that dates back some 20 years. We have the #1 prescribed interferon within the interferon class of drugs now, which is Rebif, which was launched in 2002 and still remains a mainstay in the treatment of people with the relapsing forms of MS. It's so wonderful to watch the field of multiple sclerosis grow and develop. I was in academic neurology at the time when there were no treatments and saw the emergence of several treatments. Now, as of today, there are 14 separate drugs for the relapsing form of MS. And you know, the real clinical choice is how to get the right drug for the right patient at the right time. And Rebif still, some 14 years later, has a remarkably safe and effective product profile that makes it still to this day highly appealing to certain patients. In the last 14 years, we have had several clinical trials that have tried to expand the indication of Rebif. It's squarely positioned in the relapsing form of the disease right now and is highly effective for that. It certainly made the selection of the right drug for the right patient at the right time more complex for the physician, neurologist, or physician extender taking care of MS. With the newer drugs, it's been kind of a double-edged sword. They may have demonstrated efficacy that was quite impressive, but they come with a risk, and that risk is in terms of safety, tolerability, and just as importantly, burden of care. How complicated it is to get somebody on these medicines, to keep them on it from a physician's point of view, and then finally, how complicated it is for the patient to continue to take these medicines. So we have 14 drugs. We wouldn't have 14 drugs if there was a clear winner. and so therefore, all of these drugs in the appropriate patient population are highly effective therapy, and people can switch as time goes by from one to the other or back to one of the more established therapies such as Rebif. We're fortunate in Rebif to have 20 years of clinical data with the drug. We have a very well-established safety profile. We've had some 1.5 million patient years of experience with the drug. 130,000 patients have taken it. And there have been no real revelations of any major safety signal to emerge over those 20 years. And I think that that's reassuring, that Rebif, which still serves as a platform for the treatment of relapsing multiple sclerosis, is a drug where physicians know what the patient will experience, and the safety profile remains quite favorable. I really wish we had an approach towards personalized medicine. How could we look at patient characteristics or some biologic response modifier or MRI imaging? Could there be some clue that would really guide us on that initial selection of treatment? And there are a lot of scientific presentations at the CMSC meeting here over the last few days that have tried to look at this problem, but to suffice it to say, unfortunately, at this point, we have no biomarker that would allow us to identify which drug would be the most appropriate for any one patient.